But you're right. One of the reasons why certain people, including certain very prominent people, are so strongly for the overthrow of Ahmadinejad is that he has begun to threaten and crack down on their personal corruption. I make no comment about Mousavi. I know nothing about him being a crook, as you have said. But Rafsanjani, for example, and his family have become vastly, vastly wealthy in the period since the Iranian Revolution. And Ahmadinejad openly challenged the means by which they garnered this fantastic wealth, the wealth of kings they have garnered. Now, it's undoubtedly true, as I've said here many times, that Mir Mousavi's connection to Rafsanjani was a very big mistake and probably cost him a good deal of support in the country, maybe even cost him the election. Who knows? So, there is corruption in Iran. Ahmadinejad is not corrupt. He lives in exactly the same way that he lived before he became the president. He's an honest person. He's often a mistaken person, but he's an honest person. And most people in Iran who share your view that corruption is a complete cancer in the life of a country, support him because of his anti-corruption credentials. Let's take another telephone call. Yes, caller? Hello.
Hello, George.
Yes.
Hi, this is Ali from UK.
Go ahead.
Just a brief comment on the situation of Iran. I can't understand why the people of Iran are posting on Twitter, why not they're referring to the judicial system of Iran if they want to make their voice heard. I mean, do they not have any faith on their judicial system? I mean, in Pakistan, we fought 8 years against dictatorship, and then after election, we won the election, and now we've got a democratic government in Pakistan. So why not they trust on their own system and go to the judiciary rather than playing in the hands of the foreign players?
Well, that's a very good point. Trust me, if the Iranians had a dictatorship, they would overthrow it. They overthrew the last one, after all, which was the greatest and most powerful dictatorship in the entire region, and there was a lot of competition for that title. The Iranian people will not put up with dictatorship. And you mustn't confuse a few thousands this week, a few hundreds of thousands last week, with the majority of a country of 70 million. And I know that you're not confusing that, but some are. And that's because they don't really know and understand Iran at all. They don't understand the Islamic Revolution. They don't understand the Islamic character of Iran. They don't know what it's like out in the rural areas where the women will hurry by without wishing to talk in English to John Simpson of the BBC. They don't know what happened in the slums and where the poor people live in Iran and have always lived, and who are the bedrock of the Islamic Revolution, and who I believe are the bedrock of Ahmadinejad's support today, the West. They hate everything to do with the Islamic Republic. They hate Iran's pursuit of nuclear energy, for example. They hate Iran's military, cultural, religious strength. So they want to weaken it. And those who are demonstrating in Iran should be careful about getting into bed with people who actually hate their country, who would have supported an attack on their country, who, if there had been an Israeli or American attack on their country in the last 24 months, would have supported that attack. I'm all for the democratic rights of the Iranian people being respected, and people must be allowed to protest when they disagree with something that's happened in their country. But they should not make alliances with people who actually hate them at the end of the day. Thanks very much. Let's take another call. Yes, caller, where are you calling from?
Hello, George. My name's Wahid. I'm calling from Wolverhampton. How are you, sir?
Very well. Thanks for calling.
Good. Okay, wonderful show. First thing I just wanted to say was what's happening in Iran, it should be left up to the Iran authorities to deal with, not be meddled with anybody else. If this situation arose a couple of years ago, I'm sure the West would have gone in with the sanctions and stuff. Unfortunately, because of Obama coming on board now, nobody wants another war. This is the only way they are destabilizing Pakistan and Iran at the same time to dominate the full of the Middle East.
No, I think that's a very good point. The truth is that the Western countries have been waiting for an opportunity to have a go at Iran. They believed for a few days, I think only, that this might be the moment. Anybody who thinks Paul Wolfowitz has the best intentions towards Iran is obviously just been let out of the asylum for the weekend. Paul Wolfowitz and the kind of hyenas who are yelping at the Iranian election from the outside, from the Western media, actually hate the Islamic Republic and would like to bring it down. That's the long and the short of it. Thanks very much indeed for your call. Let's take an email on the comment wall. This one is from Matthew Elliott. Iran has chosen an Islamic Republic. We should not question their rights. That's akin to saying Israel has a Jewish Republic and its democracy should not be subject to outside probity. 12-man gerontocratic guardian council, blah, 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 blah. Well, Matthew Elliott, I think I've got the gist of your very long email. I don't have time to deal with it. I just want to say that your contention that Bahrain and Qatar are emerging democracies really calls everything that you've written in the preceding paragraphs into utter disrepute. You'll be telling me next that Saudi Arabia is an emerging democracy. In fact, the truth is, you're against democracy where the result doesn't suit you, and you're in favor of it where it does. Let's take one more email. Let's try and squeeze in one more email. My brother had a shop in Tehran which has been trashed. Why? He had a photograph of Ahmadinejad in his window. Why don't the Western media show this? That's from Roxana from Karaj, Iran. Well, windows sometimes get smashed in demonstrations, and it's a pity, but it's not the end of the world. Certainly no one should be killed for going on a demonstration, and I look forward to the investigations into who did actually kill who in the last week or so in Iran. You might be surprised at some of the results of those investigations. Let's hope that this can all calm down. Let's hope that dialogue and negotiation between the competing political forces in Iran can restabilize the country and can allow the country to move forward. I say hats off to the people of Iran. Hats off to you, the viewers of Comment here on Press TV with me, George Galloway. I'm here every week at this time for the big conversation, for the great debate. Until we meet again, God willing, may you go in peace.